I know in the past when you've directed with Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and with Good Night and Good Luck, you've written apologies to people that you feel you've taken scenes from, whether it be Sidney Pollack or Sidney Lumet or Mike Nichols. Here, most of these people that you're probably paying homage to aren't around anymore. I don't know whether there are people you would think, if they were still alive, I'd like to send them a little letter.
Go over to Preston Sturges and leave a note on his grave, you know, and to Howard Hawks. Yeah, I stole from a lot of guys on this one. I stole a couple of shots from Joel and Ethan Cohen. They saw the movie the other night, and they started laughing the minute they saw the shot, because I'd already told them I stole it. And, yeah, you know, in general, the idea was the themes of the old-fashioned films. You know, the try to use those underpinnings.
Did you kiss her?
Yeah, I kissed her.
Okay, well, we can go outside.
He's a little drunk.
Drunk?
Really? Because your sleeve's on fire.
Really? Ah! Ah!
And it's a tough call to make those screwball comedies of a certain nostalgic value, obviously, but they had a tone that's kind of hard to sell to maybe to a modern audience, and finding that balance where they're going to go with you and at the same time you're making something that's your own.
Well, there's a trick to it. If you watch His Girl Friday or films like that, as much as I love them and they're great, you couldn't take Rosalind Russell, for instance, and implant her into a movie now and us buy it. You know, she'd be like, sure, whatever, I don't care, it doesn't matter, whatever you say. It won't play. So you have to find that. That's why Renee is such a good actress, too, is you have to find that level that's an accelerated, heightened level of performance, but not so much so that it stands out and it's unwatchable, you know.
For the last good few years now, you've taken this path of gambling on yourself, as you say, like making a movie that's going to be successful, but then making a movie that you really love the script and it's going to be a tougher sell. It's a very precarious path to take, because obviously you don't always hit a home run in regards to the box office. I don't know whether you feel it's something that you think, well, no, this is exactly, every career should be like this, or whether there's times you think, why don't I just make, sequels and not have all this headache of
I've made some sequels.
People.
Right. You know, the truth is, I have sort of a really lucky career, because I kind of am doing the projects I want to do. The ones that you feel you're selling out for are infinitely better than most of the films that people are making. So I always feel like, well, some of the films I do, people absolutely hate. You know, people hated The Good German, and some of them hated Solaris, and other people loved it. And so you make them and you go, well, I'm sort of stuck in the idea of going, I gotta go by my own taste, and then what that ends up with in the end we'll all be able to figure out. Because a lot of times things change. Oh Brother, when it first came out, was a big flop, and we were pretty poorly reviewed, and now people like that film a lot.
Leatherheads.
Stay away from my right knee.
Watch my left shoulder.
Also my right hindquarter.
Well, you wouldn't punch me in the back, would you?
No, never. Let's just go for the face.
Well, what amazes me, here you have your first feature for Disney, Hitchhiker's Guide. It hits #1 in the US, hits #1 in the UK, and yet you struggled and didn't find a British backer for this wonderful script. I would imagine you leather bound it, you presented it pretty well, and I think it is a wonderful story. That must have been a shock to the system to realise that here you were, your labour of love, and you've had a hit, and you would think that this would be an easy job.
I thought it would be easy to get the money after Hitchhikers because of its success, but actually it was the opposite. It was really, I think if we'd followed on from that style, if we'd done another sort of sci-fi movie or an action-adventure movie, then people would have gone, oh right, you do that. But we were doing something that was so different from Hitchhikers that people were just thinking, well, no, that doesn't make sense. It's too risky. And a lot of people felt that it was too risky to have a film that adults would enjoy, but that stars two kids. They figured adults won't enjoy that. And there's always reasons for not doing it, but it was amazing to us. It was kind of depressing that everywhere we went, and we went everywhere, even outside of the film business, to merchant bankers, we went everywhere, and they'd all go, and they go, it's a bit, well, we like it, but it's a good script, but we're not sure it's going to work, and all this sort of thing. And you're like, can't we just make it and then get the marketing department to help us with that? So it was really tricky. And then, funnily enough, this woman in France read the script, rang us up, came to meet us for a cup of coffee, and 20 minutes later she said, let's do this. This is great. They're mad not to do it. And it hasn't come out yet. I really hope we prove those guys wrong.
You ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! You all right? I'm all right, Lee Carter!
But are there other films that you thought of? We mentioned before the cameras rolled a movie that came out long after you'd put this, script together, the Irish film Mickey, Bo and Me, and some people are saying this is England just because of the era and the sense of a child. I don't know if there were reference points or whether you spoke to others like the kids about what you were aiming for.
We never really directly referenced any other films. I'd seen Mickey, Bo and Me, and that's a brilliant film, but we never. I think the only time we ever we looked at other films as reference was to make sure we weren't, copying them or were seen to be copying them in any way. And most of the time we found we weren't, because our story was so unique to our own experiences. But no, I think we were most influenced by films like Harold and Maude, and that sort of period of really interesting, odd sort of characters, but with a universal theme. That was always what we were after, like a big story but with little characters.
I know Stallone has said that he saw the movie and he liked it, and I don't know whether you've actually had a chance to talk to him directly, or whether you've managed to.
I tried to talk to Stallone because we got ourselves a ticket to the premiere of Rambow 4, and I thought, very naively, like, can you imagine? You can't meet anyone at those places, let alone the guy who's the lead actor. But we went along anyway and sat in the front row, and he sort of introduced the film there, and I wanted to just jump up and go, hello! But I think that would have got me shot by someone in the wings. I haven't actually spoken to him directly, but he has seen Son of Rambow and sent us a lovely sort of message of congratulations, and he's given us his blessing, which is brilliant.
It's my film. You said it was my film.
Is this all right, Will?
It's perfect.
Promise me you'll put these things out of your mind, will you?
Didier's a really amazing actor. He's driving the Jeep for the getaway scene.
Well, if I'm not needed,
I'll be taking my camera back then. Don't be stupid. It's not you, it's them. I hate them. Look, I'm sorry, okay? It was better when it was just us two.
Dude, I think it was $7.5 million, whatever way that works out.
That's the catering budget.
That's about
of Hitchhikers.
Yeah. But that, I'm guessing that was a much easier, and happier maybe conditions to work under. Whether you feel, well, no, actually, big budget's great, small budget's great.
I don't have a problem with budgets at all, because the actual day-to-day mechanics of filmmaking is very much the same. You're always running out of time. Someone's always fallen over and hurt their leg, so you can't shoot that scene out. The actual realities of it, whether it's a spaceship or two kids becoming blood brothers by a lake, it's always the same kind of stuff going on. As far as budget goes, I'm fine with big or small. The only thing I don't like is loads and loads of people that aren't doing anything. The only trouble we found with Hitchhikers was you go into a set and you think, who's all those guys over there? And they'd be like reading their papers and eating all your buns. And you'd never find, I still don't know who half those people were.
Cut.
Is it cocktail hour yet?
You're Joseph Scott, who every woman wants. Don't you have any philosophies in life apart from self-indulgence?
He's a sad, lonely guy living in a big house with lots of money. I mean, that's basically what he is, who's not dealing with life. So it's just that the kind of the movie star thing is just it's where his success lies, and we kind of understand it.
And would there have been research involved? I don't know whether one can kind of look into that, whether you hang out with Tom Sizemore or just sort of get out there in Hollywood and sort of notice a few scars.
I'm a 40-year-old actor. I've been around.
You know what I suggest you do? Take a look in the mirror next time you're snorting off it, because you are a mess. I am tired of pretending otherwise, so I'm going to give it to you straight, okay? It is over. You are over. People are tired of your pathetic behavior. They don't want to be around it anymore. Neither do I.
Bailey's a very sort of visual director, so he had the film very very well mapped out. He had it he had sort of a lot of visual references to the movie, and so the coup was actually going down to South Africa and filming there, because that gave it that kind of extra edge of magic that that was kind of we would have gotten an English seaside resort, but we wouldn't have got that kind of otherworldly thing that we needed to make it feel like that we were that this was a memory, that there was something that may or may not have taken place.